Hello, creative ones. This is Robin Dudley House, the Artsy Bohemian. I am in my studio in Los Angeles, California, and I have a gift for you. It's my secret resource guide for the unconventional journal and paper crafter. These resources are resources that I use all the time, and they've taken years to accumulate. So those of you who have never signed up for my online school or who have never signed up for any of my classes, this is a gift for you. Those of you who already belong to my online school probably already have this. You'll get an email once you sign up, the link below, and you can download this for yourself and then print it out like I have. I've made it into this cute little pamphlet. Now, since you're signing up for my newsletter, just know that you won't be bombarded by emails, only inspiration. Thank you. Hi everyone, it's Robin Dudley House, the Artsy Bohemian. And today I'm going to show you a journal. This is a journal that I made for my class on how to make French Bohemian junk journals. And I'm going to show you the pages. I'm actually going to sell it. I'm cleaning out my studio and I am ready to let it go. So it'll be in my store. Lots of unique features on this. And if you want to learn how to make this journal, I show you step by step. It's a 20-hour course. That's 20. There's actually over 20 hours. And it has my 4-step formula for making a junk journal. So I'm going to start with the front and show you some of the everything that's on here, as well as each page. You can see it's completely chunky. Chunky. Lots of jewelry, and also you're going to get some extra goodies with it, which I'll show you as well. So first of all, this is a tassel that I made with some very high quality rayon lamp maker's fringe. This is not the kind of fringe that you can buy at a hobby store. It's like I said, it's 100% rayon. It's been dyed, so there's a little bit of a balayage or variegation here. So it's off-white, and I stamped on it a Maya Angelou saying, it says, "A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer, it sings because it has a song." So that's been rubber stamped on there. I made this, gosh, probably 22 years ago. I used to make lamps, and I can't remember if I made it for a lamp or I made it for a doll. In any case, there's some silk ribbon embroidery. This is some very old metallic gold trim. There's some beadwork on there. So that alone is just gorgeous. You could take it off if you wanted to and use it for something else. I just slipped it on there with a jump ring. Then there's these really pretty rhinestone pins. There's 2 of them on there, and they're holding a very old applique with a metal stamping. This is very old trim from the 50s. It's from Switzerland. It's like an organza. It's a cotton organza trim. Another very old porcelain piece. This is actual porcelain with a Marie Antoinette looking lady on there, and some very old millinery. As you know, most of you who follow me, I love vintage trims and textiles. So a lot of what you see in here is I use things that are kind of hard to find. Snippet roll that's on the spine here. That's something I teach, and I also show you how to make the journal covers from fabrics and attaching card stock to the front and back covers. So we have the pocket here with a little collaged piece of a little notebook, and there's other things in here. Oops, that's from a class that I taught about that, so I'm going to take that out. And then there's a collage pocket down here. So all of this goes inside the pocket. Just things to use in your journals or to journal on if you'd like. And then this opens here. I'll push this back a little bit. And so this opens here like that. And this is the same formula I teach for all of my journals, and when I make a journal, this is how I make them. So there's some cute little, this is a very old index card, and a tiny little tattered book. There's all kinds of little surprises in the journal. A little vial with some pearls for pearls of wisdom. This has been collaged, very old Pakistani coin and trim with some other vintage trim. And this is a little bird pocket with a tag. Some more journal jewelry. This is just a flap to journal under if you'd like. And this really cool pocket made from some junk mail and some more tags to journal on. And some collage here. More collage. Pretty much every page has something on it. And a little notepad. The tuck spot. More collage tabs, I should say. And some paper to write on. Tattered paper. This is just a little hidden space to journal on. This is a handmade paper clip with some textiles on it. And then another flip. And everything, a lot of this is really old. Like this is a very old piece of paper from a, I believe it was from a, what do you call it? Some kind of book to tally expenses, like a ledger, from a ledger book. And a little pocket here. This was, I have to keep this, sorry. Somebody had given this to me. It's really pretty from an art retreat. I'll stick something in there. And then this is super fun to make. This takes quite a bit of time, but it's so satisfying. There's all these pockets, and let me just show you. So this, I believe this comes out here. Yeah, here. This is a time card that has a collage on it, so you can journal on that. That goes back in here. And this will open up. There's all this fun little collage going on here. This flips out like this, and I have to kind of push this over. So here's a pocket, and this opens up. This is a glassine bag. Another old peanut bag with a bookmark in it. And then this opens up again here, and there's these pockets. So this is also something I show you how to do in the journal class. A collage here. You can do a little bit of writing on this side. Some very vintage pages from a lawyer, I believe he was. My friend Kim found this amazing book, and I just love this paper. It's all handwritten. Very old. I'll also show you how to make these fun little envelope inserts. And this one, what do I have in here? This has a little Bohemian style book in it. That looks like I did a little drawing there. It's highly personalized with some of little pieces of my art in here as well. This is a collage tag. And this is just a brad that is attached to it. This says boldly here on the side. And another fun snippet tag with a very old bauble made with metallic thread. A pocket here. One of my Bohemian beads. If you, there'll be a link down below for the class if you're interested. There's also a bundle deal that I have if you had signed up for the newsletter and you were new. For the class and for the Bohemian bead class. I don't know if you guys know who Tina Givens is, but she makes these super cool patterns for kind of login look clothing for women. Really cool clothing. And that's her, one of her business cards. So I made a little bookmark from it. Another fun little pocket there. And an envelope that's been stamped. And another little funky book made with a very old glassine bag for, it looks like it was for slides maybe. Hand stamped tag. More journal jewelry with a really pretty hand charm. I love hands. Here's another pocket with one of my handmade paper clips. It's a tiny little book. I love making little books. And this is some very old trim, some metallic trim. And a pearl, mother of pearl charm. By the way, these can be taken off and you can use these for something else. Most of them are just attached with a lobster clasp or a bulb pin. A cute little tiny handmade crocheted flower from Susie. Her sister makes these, I believe. I don't know what her last name is, but she sells on Etsy. And she makes really pretty junk journals. And here's another fun pocket. This is the center of the journal. And you get one of these. This is one of my postcards that I made a reproduction of and then made it into a postcard. So it's a pretty cool image. So that goes in there. And another cute little pocket here made with some vintage ledger paper and a button, some Tim Holtz paper on the back. This is just a collage page, part of the envelope. And this was a very old envelope. It was so brittle, I collaged on top of it and then put some Mod Podge to reinforce it. So you can stick something in there. In fact, some of the things that I'm going to be giving you as extras, you can stick in this little envelope. This is a really old button from Afghanistan. This is a cute little belly band made from organza. And these are new postcards. They're not old. But they're kind of, you know, cute. An envelope with the rubber stamped images. And a collage, a painting, just some painting that I did on the back of that. This opens up if you undo this. These paper clips, I made them by hand, but they're not elastic. They don't have that memory in them. So they're mostly for decoration. They do hold things in place, but they're not going to be like the memory type of safety pins that you get at the store. So that opens like that. Yeah, I do show you all of this in class. Every single thing and more. This is an actual vintage postcard from France. 1910, it looks like. another cute little booklet. An accordion book, one of those newer postcards, and then a handmade paper clip. Another pocket and collage, an old button with a bulb pin, and then this is super fun and interactive. I just hand painted some of these strips of watercolor paper, so you can use them for things if you want, or as bookmarks. They're kind of like samples that I had made. And this is a pretty cool fold out like this. I learned how to do that from Red Lead, my favorite rubber stamp store. A cute little crown charm. Some more of that really cool old paper. This is something I made a long time ago for my stamp club. It's this super cute accordion book. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Emily Dickinson. And it's been hand stamped and then hand colored with colored pencils. This is just a little area to write in if you'd like. This is also another handmade paper clip with some textiles on it. And this is kind of a fun part of the class too, where we did a collage, a sheet of just collage. And you can cut it up and make pockets like we did here. Or this is just an extra piece that I just made another little pocket on with a little tiny notebook in it. And this is a pretty cool, there's 3 pockets in here. 1, 2, 3. And this is a copy of one of my hand-painted rose envelopes. So it's been shrunk down, and then I made it into a postcard and I sewed around it. I love this back here. So this is a snippet roll, which we learned in the class. And inside you get very old pink rickrack. Isn't that adorable? I just love the packaging. Very old and this sweet little baby pink color. And some vintage mother of pearl buckles. And this little lace pocket. This is some coffee dyed, like a to jot down notes on. And here's a little tuck spot here with another handmade paper clip and this adorable little millinery and vintage button closure here. This is one of my paintings. Some newer tags here. Some rubber stamp tag that just has a heart on it. Some more snippets. As you can see, it's super cute. It's just fun to look at and go through. And this flips out like that. And tuck something in there. And then this is very old. You just have to be careful with this. It's from a dictionary. Same for this. All of this area here is very old paper. Which looks like this. With the doily. And here's the other end of the journal with another really pretty pink vintage button and a bookmark. And this opens out like this. You can see there's all these nooks and crannies. Isn't that fun? So that's a little pocket there. And then, last but not least, this is a picture I took when I was in France in 2017. So it's an actual chocolate shop, the front of a chocolate shop. And I made it look a little old with the sepia look to it, and then made it also into a postcard, which I show you how to do in the class with a tab on here. I think I also have one of my, yeah, this was published in Stampington, I believe, long time ago. So I will probably take a copy of that and put it in here. And then this opens in the back. Just all kinds of fun collage and trinkets in the journal. And it closes up like this. Some really pretty fabric. And the tie has a rhinestone buckle with some velvet lace, and it just ties like this. And then so on top of that, you're also going to get a little bundle of some vintage things. So this is pretty amazing. I just found some really old carved mother of pearl buttons. So I attached it to this piece of watercolor paper so that you can take it off. It's just tacked on there very lightly with some thread. But yeah, this one has beautiful rainbow colors in it. It's like a taupe, and it's really big. It's like about 1.5 inches in circumference. So you get that. An old envelope, original. It's from 1949. It's been canceled here. Inside, very, very old. This is probably over 100 years old. It's a calling card. Isn't it adorable? It's kind of brittle, and it says Lizzie Marsh. Isn't that sweet? And then this is another old, it looks like it was for an advertisement for maybe medicine, with all this interesting remedies on the back. This is an original cigar label, very old as well. None of this is reproduction. It's the real deal. We just have to be careful with it because it's very, very, very old. Look at that. This was 5 cents. You know that's old. Lucky Day. That was a very well-known manufacturer of mother of pearl buttons, I believe from the Mississippi area in the United States. They were very, very popular back then. And then this is from, I believe this is a page from a tintype photograph album. You can slightly open it here, but I wouldn't because it would probably fall apart. I just think it'd be super fun to use in a journal and then put pictures behind it. It's fairly thick, so that's part of it. Some vintage doilies. This one is white. You could tea dye it if you wanted to. A little bit of stain there, but they're clean. Also, some tea dyed or coffee dyed. I can't remember if I did coffee dyed this. About 1 yard of this newer trim. It's not that old. And some Bohemian style ribbon. Actually, it's trim. It's not ribbon. This has some shisha mirrors on it. And a little bundle of fabrics, the neutral tones that you can use in your journals with some pretty lace. More kind of Bohemian style trim. And this is some Tim Holtz fabric, I believe. And then this is pretty cool. This is, I don't know how old this is, but it hasn't been opened. You can open it. It is canceled stamps. I guess they're 1963. And they're from Guam. It says, a fine souvenir of your visit. So, that's what that is, and it has all these really cool canceled stamps in there. So, you're also going to get that with your journal. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm been super busy. My daughter's going to be going to college. I'm trying to spend as much time with her before she takes off, and I have decided that I have a window of time now that I can clean my studio. It's just, I can't even tell you how stuffed it is with things. So with that being said, I was like, well, I have so many scraps of paper and I'm not going to throw them away. So I thought it'd be fun to do a tutorial, like a series of working with the scraps. I know lots of YouTubers do that, but I think we all like that because most of us that have been doing this for a while have so many scraps and we don't want to throw them away. So what I was thinking of is making just pages and pages and pages of scrap, using our scraps so that we can use them as pages in our junk journals. They'll be collaged. You can paint over them if you want to. I just thought they'd be nice to have so you can have a stack of, kind of handmade paper because you're making it from scraps. So anyway, let me know what you think. I hope you are all having a wonderful summer, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, the link for the journal is in my Etsy store down below.